You're playing the wrong message.
Welcome to Southern Creator Channel. My name is Alan, and today we've got a bit more of the skeletal structure of the terrain put out, and we are going to primarily, however, be working on a building. I need another building in here to feel good about some progress. I just don't feel like I've made much progress, and I really want to just get something done of substantial value, put on the map, and then build around it. So let's go ahead and have a look at what we're working with. Okay, so I've added a few platforms up here, a few more out here, kind of experimenting this way. You'll kind of see where we've got a little bit of a pathway started here. That's kind of where the pathway is going to go on this one, and then this one is going to curve more like that way. So that's basically it. You can see why I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress. I've been very busy, so I haven't done a whole lot, but let's go ahead and look at the main part of this video, which is going to be a tower. I want to have a tower, like maybe put it right there. So let's go ahead and start building that, see where it takes us. All right, so just like with the building over there, I've been wanting to experiment with some different colors. This one's going to be primarily tan, sand blue, and a little bit of dark bluish gray. So I want this to be about a 3-story tower. Again, somewhat in the Asian style, but also still the Star Wars look. So we're going to incorporate, this is going to be more or less an apartment building. We're going to incorporate some themes from both, but it'll be kind of a narrow, tall tower. So I've already got the base started here. I've got a lot of the parts and pieces for the build pre-made and ready to go. So let's have a look. See, I've seen this design, this construction, having a lot of traditional photos of traditional Japanese construction. Let's get a little bit more light over here. And so I wanted to have some windows. I wanted to have these wall designs here. All right. Something like that. Maybe that's too simplistic. Maybe I need to add some more greebling to it. This is just a start. Again, this is a construction style, as I mentioned before, that this is very new to me. I think what we'll do is we'll put some tile down here under this, but then have this corner design. Let's go ahead and get this in here, right? So there's kind of what one of the outer walls of this thing looks like, okay? So again, I don't know, we may add some to it, but I plan on having some, pagoda style roof designs coming off here. We'll see how we can manage that, but there's a start. Let's go ahead and get some more of these things in here. Again, I've spent a couple hours pre-making a lot of this. I don't want everyone to get bored watching me simply snap pieces on here, right? So again, there's all that. Let me go ahead and get this put together so we're not just sitting here doing repetitious things, and we'll come back in just a second. Okay, so I've got my tiles under there. Now we need to finish up the top portion of this and join all this together to make it sturdier. So I have put modified bricks, these right here, attach them so that we've got some structural support. So let's go ahead and start by putting that there. And you notice I've got a pile of 2x4 bricks. We can go ahead and put that on there, that on there, that on there, and that is how that will go. Let's finish that up. Okay, that's done. And the next portion I wanted to do is have something of the graduated roofs. So have a roof section here, build another floor, have a roof section there, another floor, and so on. So this is going to be how I more or less try this out. Again, this is an experiment. I don't have all this planned out. Again, I pre-made a bunch of stuff. I've already had to change things along the way here. But let's go ahead and finish putting this on and see how this roof section looks. Okay, we've got all that on there. I needed both hands, and I also put a door in here. I recalled at the last second that I needed to do that. So I had to build that on the fly. Nothing too fancy. All right, so now we have our first very rough draft of the roof, and we'll decorate this at some point later. Right now, I just want to get the structure built. So there's our door to our, I guess, apartment tower. And let's start putting down some base structure up here. We'll come back in a second. Okay, I think I got my pieces ready now to do this next floor, right? Just like the first floor, except no door up here, right? And last but not least, there's that one. Now we've got these pre-made, just like for downstairs. Go ahead and get all these put in here, right? And for our walls, let's turn this back into the light so we can see it. Look at that. Hopefully I got those all lined up correctly. We're probably going to have to go back and add some deterioration, some damage, perhaps from weathering or battle. But I wanted to go ahead and get this thing built as if it's brand new in the Star Wars universe. And then we can make edits and changes as we go along. Okay. And as I was putting these corners on, I realized that, yes, I have not finished putting my 1x4 tiles. So let's go over here to my gray tiles, and let us try and find some good ones. Most of these are used, very well used. Some of them are terrible shape. Look at all the scratches on there. That's terrible. Here we go. These are okay. All right, let's take some of these and go back over here and finish up these corners. All right, that's taken care of. So now we can go ahead and finish putting that on there. And now we can move on to, whoops, throw that down on the floor. That's good. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next section of flooring. Let me just go ahead and pick this up. This is my favorite part of building, is dropping things on the floor 5,000 times. I'm sure this happens to everybody. All right, so at this point, we're going to try to bring this in by one stud, right? To have this thing diminish by one stud with each floor. So we'll see how this turns out. Let's come back in a minute. Okay, I finished the third floor up there. I've made something of a mosaic here to go in the building. I don't know if we should put that maybe on the bottom floor. Maybe I'll put that down by the door down here. I think it might fit better down there. But anyway, I wanted to have something to mix up the colors. I'm gonna also go back through here and add some damage and some weathering and wear and tear on the building to make it look a little more lived in, as the Star Wars universe was designed by George Lucas to be. So I guess we can go ahead and wrap up this video. I have a lot more work to do with designing some kind of roof for this thing. And I don't know yet if I like this cascading, going down another stud for each of these. I'm going to have to mess around with this a little bit and see how much I like it or dislike it. Anyway, I think that's going to be a wrap for this week's video. Appreciate you all watching.